actual stream. It's actually going and everything. Not that I have an actual like intro to use. Oh, and I've got new followers to shout about because I've got loads of new followers since last week. So I'm gonna give all of the noobs a shout out. So big thank you to Father Daniel, who's followed after the stream last week. Shotgun69, who I've spoken to since then. He's a cool dude. Thank you. Captain Kane, don't know who you are, but thank you. Roberto Pandarino, thank you. Breezy BS, thank you. And most recent one, not even 12 minutes ago, Steak Well Done 92. Thank you, all of you, for following. I'm now at 40, with 10 followers away from the big giveaway. So 10 more people to follow, and we will have made it. We will have got to affiliated, and we'll be there. And I will do the big random draw, and someone will get to pick the emote, and we'll get it all drawn up, and we will have a thing to spam in the chat every time Anthony dies. It'll be incredible. So 10 more followers, share it with everyone. Someone will get a custom keyring as well. Dobby's even kindly volunteered to do a keyring. So yeah, like share it with everyone you know. We'll get to affiliated, and then we'll have spammable emotes, and isn't that the best thing ever? How has everyone's Dota been? We've had a patch literally today, so I appreciate it's going to be ever so slightly different. Well, none of the patch notes are particularly big. The only one that's changed really is IO being not nerfed, but subtly bumped down a little because IO was so broken. So yeah, IO getting subtly bumped down will perhaps help games be a little bit nicer, because it's been a bit. If you have someone who knows how to play IO, you insta pick IO and you win the game pretty much guaranteed. So I'm very happy with the slight IO nerfs. Like I don't know if it's just the games that I've played, but all of the best offlane heroes at the minute are all just like melee hero. I've seen people running this horrific strat where they have Tusk, Shen, and like a melee offlaner like Ursa or Chaos Knight or someone like that, and they just run at you, and the divine fervor or justice or whatever Shen puts on someone and tag team just means that they get ripped to bits. It's just nasty, absolutely nasty. So it's not my sort of meta, I don't think, but it's pretty horrendous. Because I like to play a big impact, jump in your face and hit an ulti offlane. I don't like DPS being in the offlane, but you know that's the meta at the minute. So we'll see what's we'll see how the NSE adapts to ever so slight changes. What else have I got to talk about? I've got stats. I should probably mention, Trent did lose both games last week, so sad reacts only. Can I get a sad react in the chat? Because they needed to get guaranteed top 16 in the into that highest bracket of the tournament. They need to win 4 out of the top 6 games. Top 4 out of the first 6 games. Sorry. So they kind of need to win all of the games from here on out. So we'll see them go for. Well, I mean, I spoke to them after the games last week, and I personally felt they didn't misplay; they were outplayed. So hopefully, we'll see them go out a bit more. They kind of didn't have a game plan, or at least they weren't aggressive enough in their game plan. They were a bit passive. They were quite happy to fall back, and they picked the Medusa, which I like as a hero. I like it, but they were just sort of happy to say, okay, well, we'll just farm and the Medusa will get fat enough and we'll get there eventually. We'll have a win condition because we have a Medusa, and it doesn't quite work like that. You can't just say we're going to win because we have a Medusa. You kind of need to have an actual plan. But I'm pretty sure they'll adapt to that, and we'll see them play a bit more with a bit more je ne sais quoi, as they say. You know, a bit more to it. Pardon? No, they'll go out and win it rather than just assume they've got enough to win it. What else have we got? What else have we got? Oh, I can actually show people key rings now as well. Now you'll get a shot of my ugly mug as well. But these are the key rings you'll win if we do the if you do win the little key ring giveaway bit. So there it is. Look, that's that way. That is the key ring. So little Dota symbol on a little keychain. Well, you can see how bald I am. But yeah, that is what you win if you win the little giveaways that we do occasionally. So don't forget to spam the chat whenever we've got that decided. No one went for it last week. What did we have last week? What was
Walla Walla Bing Bang.
It was Walla Walla Bing Bang. Can you win my curtains? If my landlord owns them, but I could add a little corner. I could snip a little corner of the curtain off.
I'll do one better. I'll cross-stitch them a little Dota symbol on here and back it as a bit of...
There you go. So Dobby has volunteered. If when we get to 50 followers, adding to this massive pile of things I'm giving away, Dobby will cut out a little corner of the curtains and will cross-stitch the Dota symbol into them, and I will send that to you as a prize. How does that sound? Because I mean, that sounds like a hell of a prize. So you've got custom keyring, you've got picking the emote, you've got a bit of my curtain with the Dota symbol cross-stitched into it. What more could you possibly want? Get me to 50 followers, get your name drawn out, and that will be some hella prize. I will even throw in. I will.
Don't say Dobby.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to throw Dobby in. I will do. I have one of my other patterns are. One of my other passions is Bob Ross painting. I will do a Bob Ross style painting to send along. I will do this little package of stuff to the person who wins. And yeah, we're building up a massive amount of prizes for this. So we're 9 away because that Koch plays. Oh, Koch plays, of course it is, because you're literally in the chat at the minute. Koch plays. If you get drawn out, yeah, dibs on the curtain. I'll make sure we get that curtain sent out to you because. Yeah, it's a lovely pattern. I keep leaning around and trying to show it to the camera. I've turned the camera off, but yeah, you can have some curtain. So we will we'll decide what the keyring giveaways are this week when we get into the actual games themselves. We'll see what heroes get picked and see if we can have a pop and Bob Ross painting of Anti-Mage and Crystal Maiden posing in the style of the pottery scene from Ghost, but in the Lake District. My skill at painting is not great, but I will give that a go. I will 100% give that a go. So there you go. You can pick an episode of Bob Ross, and I will Bob Ross that for you. And if you've got a particular request, I'll track that on the top. I'm just making this massive list of things I'm going to give away just because I want to get to affiliated. So let's do it. Let's get there. But yeah, don't forget you can get keyrings as well. Trent are going to go out and win the games this week because I really want them to, and that's the only reason they're going to go out and do it. Let's have a little flick through the patch notes. Let's see if there's anything else major that I've completely missed. It's a bad painting, it makes it even better. Well, I can guarantee it's going to be a bad painting. You are in for an absolute treat. Hello, Maury. Do I have an iron skillet? Sorry, yeah, I can't start giving away pots and pans. I need those. So, XP from Deny has gone up a little bit, so yay. I like more stealth laners, I'm fine with that. Minus down, yep, whatever. Fuck CK, he can get nerfed as much as he likes. Yeah, that is the big IO change. Like, I think it's justified. I think he's kind of just too strong to stay as he was. Always like the Shrek buffs because I'm a weird person. I like to play offlane the Shrek. Fuck Ricky. Fuck Slark. Slark, but I know it's one armor, but fuck Slark. Seriously. Sven nerf slightly. That's fine with me. Oh yeah, it's Visage nerf. Okay, cool. Fine with that too. I don't like playing its Visage. Magic. There's nothing major in there. It's just a little one. Still waiting for Trent to actually get into their lobby. The game's not actually officially due to start till 1:15, so we've got to wait for that. But you know, they did buff Crystal Maiden. I've seen people posting on Reddit about how the buffs to Crystal Maiden are actually secretly Disney have Disney are sponsoring product placement, and the buffs to Crystal Maiden are secretly subliminal messages to get people to go and watch Frozen 2. So watch out for that. Don't get suckered into playing Crystal Maiden. Elsa Arcana. I mean, if Disney want to sponsor an Elsa Arcana, I'm fine with that. I'm absolutely fine with that. Selling CM skins now in protest of selling out. No, what else have I got to? Yeah, I'm gonna keep banging on about it, but yeah, please follow. When we get to 50, you'll get randomly picked out. You'll get to pick the emote. You'll get your Bob Ross painting. You'll get a bit of my curtain. You'll get you'll get your very own like custom keyring. Like the list of prizes goes on for forever. Well, not forever, because I'm not going to just keep giving away stuff. But yeah, so follow. If you haven't already, please follow because I just want to give away loads of stuff, and I may even give out away 2 smaller things to some other random people I draw out as well, just to sweeten the deal a little. Cool. Yeah, so they're in the lobby now, so we're just waiting for them to get into the picks and bans. I've prepared ever so slightly this week, so we've got actual stats and we've got some information. I didn't have a chance to go over the actual team that Trent are playing, but I'm pretty sure it's a London-based team. Let me just check. They did tell me who it was before, but I actually just laughed at one of the guys' names. I shouldn't be so mean, but it was really funny. Just give us your house. I don't own it. If I owned it, then I still wouldn't give it to you, but I can't give it to you anyway. Alright, let me find out what this guy's name is. But yeah, it's definitely a London-based team. Trent, excuse me, what the fuck? Well, yeah, I mean... Oh yeah, University of London, Holloway Heralds, there we go. Are we sad about the fact that I'm casting Trent? Why are we... Well, I mean, I was a Trent student. Smallbone, his last name's Smallbone, that's why I laughed. Sorry, it wasn't that funny at all. I'm just a terrible person. If he ends up in here and he finds out I was laughing about him, I'm sorry, mate, but your last name is hilarious. Here we go. Isn't it Uni off? No, it's not Uni off. I did agree that I would cast one Trent game, one Uni off game at some point, so I do actually have to cast Uni off at some point. I did agree. Oh my god, the Holloway Heralds actually have the Herald symbol as there. Any Brum teams around? I think there are a couple of Birmingham Uni teams. In fact, if you are at Birmingham Uni and you see Tej, tell Tej I love him. Cool, yeah, we're into picks and bans, so let's have a look at what Trent pick and what Holloway Heralds and their little Herald symbol is.
5 seconds remain. Radiant team ban.
You thought I was talking about you? No, I wasn't talking about you. No Beastmaster, so graduated already. Yeah, same. Well, sounds like I've just had another follow as well. So thank you for the new follow, whoever that is. Let's have a look. Come on, pop up. Let's see who it is. Is that your boy Miles? I swear sometimes I can't even read. Thank you, your boy Miles. That's another person. We're even closer to the 50 follower goal. Someone can win a bit of my curtains. They've got rid of Kunkka. Everyone should be very happy because I hate Kunkka. It's not fair that you can just build 3 braces and just be like, well, I'm too tanky to die. Fuck you. I'm guessing they've been doing their research because they've got rid of John's Invoker. I was talking about how Ursa's pretty strong at the minute, especially in the offlane, so I'm glad to see that get banned out. And Lifestealer at the minute because he goes about 800 miles an hour and just runs you down. So I'm glad that got banned out. I am going to ESL Brum.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm doing the whole weekend at Brum. Yeah, current Dota is kind of like everyone's tanky. There's no like burst heroes don't work anymore. I'm surprised they've got rid of the Huskar because it's not a big hero at the minute, but yeah, the Lich pickup is fair enough. I think it's just so easy to... You chuck the Lich like ice armor on someone and you stay right next to them and you can just start ripping the crap out of them. And, you know, the damage... I actually think that's more important than the damage block, but the damage block is nice as well. It's kind of why Sven worked as a support, because of how strong damage block is. Like, just having a shield, it just gives you freedom to just run at people. I'm trying into their bonus time, so clearly having a... Okay. So, I mean, the last maybe 15 games I've seen Trent play, they've always first picked the Pos 5 hero, Anthony's hero, so it's always been Chikira or Wyvern. Nice to see them pick something else, but yet to see if that's going to be a core Sven or a support Sven. I'm going to guess it's going to be a support because core Sven's not great at the minute, but we'll see. You know, I know some people still like core Sven. I personally still like core Sven, so.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
So Trent go from Legend 1. Well, no, this is going on last season's rank. So Legend 1 to Divine 1. Holloway Heralds I haven't actually seen properly, but I think they're around High Legend to Low Ancient. No anti-mage, so no blinking and slamming. I was talking about Undying earlier with my friend Rob, and I was saying about how I never think he actually brings anything, but he does just amplify everything. It's just like, if you've already got a plan, Undying, you can add Undying and make everything better, but if you don't have a plan, you can't really do anything specific with Undying, so it'll be interesting to see what they pick around it. Get rid of the Phoenix. I know Trent had a tough time against Phoenix last season. They had 2 games in a row where they really struggled against it, so not surprised to see them ban that out.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
What am I am... Well, so... I am Archon 3 at the minute. I was like 1 game away from making Legend 1 last season. And then that was the same week they announced that the calibration was coming. So I was like 1 game away from Legend 1, I ballsed it up, and then I've fallen, now Archon 3. So I've kind of stayed where I am because I won 5, lost 5 of my calibration games. Steve, we're never going to make it to Legend, man. We can't grind it all. We can't grind our way there. No Jug, that's like a kind of considerably meta carry, I suppose. Like, just the Omni change is kind of both a buff and a nerf, but I quite like it, and it's been effective. Jug never really goes out of meta. You can always kind of rely on Jug as a pick. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm surprised we haven't. Well, I'm surprised that all of the kind of meta carries got banned out. No Ursa, no Life Stealer. I mean, they haven't got rid of CK yet, so I can see someone picking that up, maybe.
Radiant team pick.
Oh, if you've made it to 3k, Steve, then, you know, world's your oyster. I somehow managed to make it to 3k just playing with Lewis, and then, you know, fell off just before they brought in the medals, so I should have been Legend 2 from the start. I choked out super hard. Can I just say, it's shown 20 viewers. It's the first time I've hit 20 viewers, so that's big. I feel very privileged, so thank you guys for watching. Yeah, again, don't forget 50 followers, massive giveaway, whole list of prizes, but picking my emote. Okay, so 3 tied.
Radiant team pick.
Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about earlier, well, I was mentioning earlier about how burst heroes are kind of out of it, so I don't really rate Shadow Fiend because he's liable to get bursted because he's not tanky, and he can't really burst anyone anymore. You have like 2 braces and your Shadow Fiend can't kill you.
10 seconds.
I'm gonna guess it is a 4 Sven.
5 seconds. Dire team pick.
Drow Ranger.
I guess we won't find out. Well, they're absolutely rattling through them here. Well, I mean, Trent have played enough with a Clockwork. They should really know how to play around it. So, I mean, Clockwork's a great pick into the Drow. But if Trent don't play well around the Clockwork, I will be embarrassed for them because Chris is basically a divine Clockwork player in a Herald. No, in a Herald's Heart. He's a divine Clockwork player in an Archon's body. So they should really know how to play around the clock.
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, I haven't put anything in UK Dota since, well, since the last season ended. So, well, early December. But we've got UK Uni Dota for the next 8 weeks. So there is at least that. We have Dota from the UK for 8 weeks. So enjoy it while it lasts. And I have seen some rumblings in some of the discords about a county cup, which I think sounds really cool. Yeah, so I guess Holloway must think that Trent is still looking for a mid. So yeah, unless they're going to run the Drow mid in the safe lane Sven, I think I'm probably inclined to agree. And yeah, Trent, safe to assume they're banning out the carries. Okay. Now, I mentioned last week that I didn't think Razor was strong enough to pick. I'd love to be proved wrong because it's the first hero I ever played. So I don't think that's a good pick, but they're kind of all in for the mid game. If they can snowball over Trent in the early to mid game, I think they've kind of got this one.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think it's a really fun idea actually. Didn't Razor win last week? No, Razor lost last week. Trent picked Razor the first game, didn't they, and lost? Or am I thinking the other way around? This is me talking about top tier production quality. Yeah, but I didn't think Razor was the right pick. Maybe it was that way around. Maybe I didn't think Razor was the right pick and it won. That sounds more like me. Bless you.
Choose your hero.
So 4 Sven, 5 AA, safe lane, Drow, mid clinks, yeah? Yeah, I can see that working. But yeah, so it is a 4 Sven. I think the Undying is kind of going to be good against the damage block, because rather than going through the damage that's being blocked, you're just reducing their max health, so when the block comes off they just get squished. But we'll see how it works out. I haven't played support Sven, so I'm not quite sure how it's going to go, but we'll see how they work it. But yeah, who do I favour? I'm on the fence. I really am. I think the AA will make a big difference if it's played right. That Undying skin is nice. I love the little arrows, and especially the arrow in the knee as well. Just so yeah. Arrow in the knee, top tier. Right, Kieran giveaway. So in honour of Rob and his absolute obsession with giving Dota heroes silly names, we're going to have the first person to put Chili Heatwave in the chat if an AA gets a kill from the ult from Ice Blast. Chili Heatwave in the chat, all caps, and you win yourself a keyring. I think that's fair enough. I'm gonna have a pause and reload because someone's got to restart. But yeah, I will post you a little Dota symbol keyring if the AA gets a kill and you spam Chili Heatwave in the chat. I'm not quite sure why this is taking so long. I'm guessing it's because someone's crashed, but oh yeah, okay, yeah, it's the acronym on the Clinks has crashed, so I don't know if they're waiting to reconnect or oh, it's just disconnected. So oh, it's paused. That's why. Okay. I'm not convinced Clinks is actually the best pick thinking about it, because like Clinks always works really, really well if there's nice squishy supports on the back lines that you can just sort of sneak behind, burst someone and make the fight in your favour. I'm not sure any of those heroes are really burstable by a Clinks. It's really good against the SF if you catch him with his pants down. But otherwise, I don't think there's anyone he's really going to pick out. I know he's going to target the Lich, but that ice armor is underestimated. And you know, if he goes on him and then gets ice armored and gives his team enough time to turn it around, I can see that being a problem. But we'll see how they get on, I suppose. We've got him reconnected, so I imagine it's going to get going soon. It is, that ice armor is just oof. Yeah, Chili Heatwave in the chat for your keyrings. So anytime the gets a kill with the but the kill has to actually come from the ult. And yeah, then keyring on the way out to you. And yeah, again, don't forget, if you aren't following already, when we get to 50 followers, random person picked out of all of the followers completely at random gets a keyring of their choice, a bit of my curtains with with a symbol stitched into it, a Bob Ross painting of their choice, and I'll pop it all in a nice bundle and send it over to you. So slap the follow, get us there. We're only like 8 away now, so as soon as we're there, well, I'll do it. I'll even draw it like live on stream and everything, so you'll be able to see it. So we're going in, and they're doing the cheeky
Prepare for battle.
the cheeky cogs souls, but I think they've buggered it up. I think they haven't organised it properly, and they're kind of not sure about it. Here we go. So 1, 2. There's time to get 3 if you're quick. Just run through who's handling what. So for Holloway Heralds, we'll have Daylily on the Shadow Fiend. We'll have Verior on the Clockwork. We'll have Katsuki Bakugo on the Undying. We will see Woof Woof handle the Lich, and AYW take the Razor. And for the Trent side, we'll see Zarlok on his Tidehunter. We'll see Acronym take that Clinks into the mid lane. And then it looks like a tri-lane and bot of 7734 on the Chili Heatwave. We'll have Mr. Morningwood on the Sven, and we'll see I'm Thrandir on the Drow. And it looks like, yeah, they're still pinging out like they want to do some more cogs. They've got 7 souls already on the Shadow Fiend, 10 up to 10 now, and yeah, they'll now run into lanes. But 10 souls as Shadow Fiend early. You know, you're hitting for 68 extra damage. That's nasty. So I expect that's going to be a difficult lane, but I suppose it's basically the same amount of damage as you're getting from flaming arrows at first level. So Zarlok bullied off the rune in top and just going to go back and block, and Holloway managed to pick up 3 runes, and not even that much trade in the bottom runes there. So you know, I think Holloway are relatively satisfied with how their lane's going to start, especially with the SF with that bonus, but not a great block as he pops his ward down in mid. So this is the matchup I think is probably going to make the most difference. If either one of these mids do get started quite well, then I could see them causing big problems. But I probably favour the Clinks in this lane just about. I guess the only problem he will have is that he's not getting that bonus damage on his denies, which makes it a little easier for the Shadow Fiend. I know Shadow Fiend is like a really pure mid laner, but we'll see how it goes. I think for this tri-lane bot to work, Trent really need to make a go of it and be aggressive, and the Undying is going to make that really difficult, but we'll see how it goes. It's a weird one they haven't actually patched out the Cog Souls, because you think about the stuff they have got rid of, like fountain hooking, and you think, well, surely that's just as much of an exploit. I know it doesn't have quite as big an impact like fountain hooking did, but you know, it's the same sort of thing. Like, it shouldn't really be in the game. I'm not going to encourage Loader to start screaming about it, but how is that balanced? Tong Fu had that game. And yeah, Trent quite happy to just sort of leave the tired top, I suppose. It's yeah, it's one of those where the Razor can't steal that much off you because of passive blocks. So, oh, okay, I've missed a kill. Oh, I said Trent need to make a go of it, and the Sven's going to try and just run away with the Warcry and the Undying Burst. But I think Trent get a double for this. The ice chilling cold feet. There we go. Cold feet gets the stun, and they get double in return. So. I said Trent need to make a go of this this tri-lane and really actually get something out of it, and hey, they trade 2 for 1. He's on the Shadow Fiend. Is he going to get any damage out into the Clinks? Yeah, can't even cancel off. And yeah, I said about the Tide Hunter just sort of being abandoned in top lane. He can just go farm the jungle, and now the Lich can come and interrupt him. So. We'll see some harassment, but that's free farm for a Razor. Are you really worried about free farm for Razor? Probably not that much, I suppose. Sven rotating into mid. It's going to be a difficult kill, this one, but if they can get on top of him with a stun, there's probably enough bursting Clinks at level 3 to bring a Shadow Fiend down. We've got the clock drawing on the map talking about cutting that wave, I think. Without the Sven stun, I'm not quite sure they can get the kill on the Undying, but yeah, they're going to send the Sven top. Try and go on the Tide. He's just going to TP away. TP back to Shrine and go back to farm on the jungle now, and then the Sven's there to soak up some experience. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one too. Yeah, we'll just go. I'll just click it, shall I? So the Shadow Fiend really bossing that mid lane. Like the extra clock souls, they kind of make a big difference. I thought that Flaming Arrows was kind of going to cancel that out, but I was wrong. I mean, I think they've kind of got to leave. They can't really commit any extra farm to the Sven. It's, I mean, the Clinks, okay, it's going to want to roam a lot, so there may be space for him to farm there, but I think they want to put as much that... okay. I'm not really sure what I just saw. And Shadow Fiend in the mid as well. Okay. So I'm a little bit stunned. I wasn't quite sure what was going on. Yeah, I think we call that a spicy K. Sven gets trapped in with the clockwork. Barrier Assault is doing work, but they've got the cold feet stun. In comes the Sven stun as well. They're getting damage out into the clock. They're going to bring him down just enough in time. And now the Sven needs to get away from the Undying. The slow from the Drow's Frost Arrows just keeping that Undying just kept away from the Sven and can't get the damage out. So tied up to level 4 already. It's 300 away from the mana boot, so he can start absolutely spamming. Free farm on the Razor, and he's up to 3 Wraith Bands already. And just this is what I was talking about, how much I hate this meta. You just buy 3 Wraith Bands and you have so much damage. 6 on the Shadow Fiend already, so yeah, it's good. It's a really difficult lane for the Clinks now. I underestimated how much difference that those extra souls were going to be in damage, and yeah, the Clink's too squishy to really stick around with the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend sticking around in that lane, so difficult lane for him there. And Lich even staying and standing in one of the camps to stop the Tide Hunter from farming. How much of a dick move is that? The Lich is in a nice position to go on the Tide here, but yeah, it can't really go under the tower. Just look how aggressive the Shadow Fiend is right into this Clinks. Just, I'm going to run under the tower, I'm going to give you some shit, deal with it, like, and there's not much the Clinks can do. They're pinging out the clock moving forward into the camps, but the Undying just makes so much of a difference. Like, I mean, I'd quite happily see Wraith Bands get deleted. Oh, they've caught the Drow in the cogs. Sven stun comes in to stop the clockwork from hitting too much. Then the cold feet stun creeps hitting into the clock. Sven comes over as well. Gonna get the last hit. Does Undying does turn around and get the hit onto the Drow and cleans up the A as well. DD on the Sven. Does he want to fight this? Taking the strength away. Down comes the SF as well, and the Sven changes his mind and runs away. Pop that stick and run, boy. Ice Vortex, of course it is. Great double stun from Sven. Going to run straight at them. Warcry is there. They don't have the damage to bring down the SF quickly. And the shield is doing a lot. But the Undying Q is just vicious. And the clock is there with the battery assault. Great ult from Tide. Don't know if there's enough damage to follow up. The Undying is... He's got 32 extra strength. Does just about have enough with the tower help. But they had to commit a whole Tide ult for that. And they're not going to stop the SF. So... I mean, free farm on the Razor, SF snowballing his lane, starting to try and catch up, but the Tide has more than the Clinks. And this is tough. It's going to be a case of, I mean, if you're Trent now, what do? Do you wait for your Drought to get 6, you then give the lane to the Sven to farm? Let the Drow jungle because of how good that passive is, I guess? And that's how you try and farm your way back into the game, but they've just sort of sacked off top lane. They're just not interested in committing to it. I mean, I'm 100% fine with them either nerfing Wraithband properly or just getting rid of it like completely, and just actually giving. Well, 2 stout shields don't stack additively. They kind of, they can both proc in theory, so they're not as cost effective if you have 2, but they don't stack on top, but they do sort of stack. They're round nicely on the Undying here, but he's just got so much strength that they can't really bring him down, and him taking the strength away from the Sven means his damage goes, his health goes, and then yeah, again, 3 Wraith Bands on the Drow as well. This meta is just cancer. But they know they can't leave the Drow here because Undying and Clockwork will get right in your face.
And it's off. Radiant's bottom
SF almost at a lance, so he's going the right click build. And the Drow forced away from the lane. And without 6, she can't go and farm the jungle. She's just sort of there to stand near the camps.
Radiant structures are fortified.
We'll see a rotation from the Clink, so they're going to try and commit bot and see if they can get something on the Undying or the clock, I think. I think the target there has got to be the Undying. He's so low already.
Down, Clinks.
Yeah, out goes the stun. They're going to try and get the Clinks in a good position. He's got his ult ready to go. Cogs himself in. That's a mistake. You can't run away. And then the cold feet stun. And the SF was here, but wasn't quick enough. So Lance come out on the Shadow Fiend now. They've got the Sven in mid. I don't think he can get there quick enough. They're going to need a blink on this Sven really quickly. I mean, with the exception of, well, Cold Feet, which isn't an instant stun, the Tide ult and the Sven stun, that's all you've got. Oh, and the Tide is in trouble here. Sven is in position, and SF just scared away by the fact that Sven is here, I think. They're quite happy to just commit to pushing the top tower. When is it when does Doc the ice shield in quickly with a great Tide ult, catches two, trying to get the damage out. The Razor is stealing, gonna get away with it, and yeah, 2 dead to the Clinks. The Clinks ulti does so much damage. I feel like Holloway should have been more aware that that was coming. Yeah, they did well to push that tower as they did, but ATPing in, they're going to try and go on the SF. Ice Blast comes out, it's gone over the SF, he doesn't have enough to last through it, not affected by the AA ult, and so just walks away. And this is the problem with not having an instant stun. You kind of need to lock someone down in position for the Clinks to really get his damage out, so they're going to struggle if they can just walk away, especially if they can get the ice shield off from the Lich. So Tide now only at 200 away from that blink, so we'll see him there soon and almost ready, but we've got a little while to wait on the ult. They're kind of gathering bot for a fight. Clock 600 away from a force, 800 away from a force, so yeah, to get in and out of those fights a little quicker. Keep spamming out and make sure he knows where that Sven is. And I think I was right, it looks like they are going to commit to giving the Sven a bit more farm in this bot lane while the Drow farms the jungle. It's the right way to go for the passive, but Sven, you don't want to be there, gets caught in cogs, pops the Warcry to try and hold, throws the stun out on the SF, the Ice Blast is coming in, it's not going to kill anyone, and they've got the damage to bring the Sven down. They did commit the Tombstone for that, but this is the thing, but there's not a lot of safe space on the map for Drow to farm, so if you're trying to give a lane away to a Sven as well, he either has to accept that he's probably going to die a fair bit and let the Drow farm the jungle, or they need to start protecting that lane and protecting the jungle, and you kind of can't protect both. There's only so many wards you can buy. Oh, and the cogs miss completely. Straight into the jungle camera. Now the Sinister Gaze, great silence from the Drow. Now they're going to try and get some damage out. Sven stun hits double with 2 right next to the Clink ult. Doesn't pop to the AA blast. Lich ult going off, it's bouncing around. Is it going to bounce back to the Drow? Bounces to the Clinks and they get away with it. Do bring the AA down, but trade for the Undying instead. And then the Clock sneaks in the back and kills the Clinks. Sven stuns out onto the Clockwork. They're going to try and run him down. Sven ult is popped. Cogs is going to try and run him away. Pushes the Tide away. Clock, are you just going to run? Runs in the tree. He's going to try and TP away maybe. Or gets blocked in by the Tide. Tide now pinned in by the creeps. And Tide just accepts he doesn't have the damage. And they send the Sven top to use his ult and try and get some more farm. So Razor heading for SMY, has drums already. Shadow Fiend heading for the Yasha. He's a long way ahead of the Clinks. You know, he's already got like Phase and his Lance. Clinks almost at Lance, but has gone for Treads instead. So if the SF needs to start being a bit more aggressive and take the game, to Trent. Now is the time to stop them from farming. They've got 2 really deep sentries looking to get rid of any defensive wards, but Trent is a little further back. It's just outside. Well, I mean, I was saying about Clinks bursting heroes, but yeah, Drow can do it if there's support as well. I think Trent's vision games are a bit lacking. I think that is not a defensive. Well, that's a 2 defensive ward. This ward again defensive, but catching out the Clock rotating, so I think that's worth it. They've got the Clinks in behind him, and they're going to go for it. Tide leads with his Q, has his ult if he wants it, has his blink if he wants it. Clink starts laying into him, drops the Clink's ult. Tide blinks forward, blocks the hook away. He's cogsed in. AA blast. No, taken by the Clinks. No chilly heatwave just yet, guys. Remember, if the AA gets a kill with the ice blast, chilly heatwave in the chat. First person to put chilly heatwave in the chat wins a keyring. You never know.
Invisibility.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So Undying approaching mech very quickly. Trent grouped up in the mid. They're looking like they want to try and take that mid tower and take some of the vision away. Sven right at the front. They've got the Tide under. Is that smoke or is that an Invis rune? Yeah, it's an Invis rune. He's just about staying out of it, and I don't think they realise they can see everything. In comes the Ice Blast, great Tide ult, the Lich ult is bouncing around, Sven pops his ult but he's trapped inside the cogs. In comes the SF, starts laying out some razors, tries to bring the Sven down, the razor's got him but the great silence and the damage from the Clinks forces the razor away. Sven still goes down. Oh, the Undying in the backlines, then goes onto the Tide. Running at the Drow, they're going to try and keep the razor going forward. He's tanky enough to take that tower. Pushes them away but doesn't quite get any kills. And Holloway now just committing into the mid tower and Trent forced to back away.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Maybe not quite a chilly heatwave, more a cool original.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Pete, I still need your address to send you a keyring. I owe you one. Don't forget, guys, we are like 8 followers away now from the big follower giveaway. And yeah, I will pick a name out at random. That person will decide the emote. They will get a bit of my curtains. They will get a Bob Ross painting. They'll get a custom keyring. And I'll maybe even throw some littler keyrings at some other random names. Like, just if you haven't already, please follow me and you might win fantastic prizes. I'm going to use the word fantastic there, not sarcastic at all. I actually think Trent are quite happy to just back away and play the farm game here. I know they want to get more burst on the Clinks. Are they going to spot him out? There are sentries around. He's perhaps just aware of them and skirting around. Don't go there, Clinks! Don't go there! Oh, they're bringing the Tide into the mid. In comes the AA blast. Not going to catch anyone. Yeah, they all just run out of it. Svenstun now goes forward on the clock. Tide blinks forward. SF ult is coming in. Damage comes out from the Sven, but the Lich ult bouncing around, catches 2 right, slowed by the Tombstone. They're going to run down the Sven, just starts running north, get away. Gets his stun off the Razor with the Q, does manage to bring him down, but again, no chilly heatwave and Drow just farming for Trent. And I mean, Holloway look like they want to follow up, they're going to keep running at them. They've got some really, I love this ward, look at that. That's lovely, absolutely lovely. They want to find this Drow. But I mean, Holloway are playing so safely, just not giving Trent any chance for the Clinks or the Drow just to get in behind the squishier heroes and burst them out. There's always backup. There's always someone covering. And they're going to group up and look for T2 now. And Trent need to sort their vision game out. Can I see wards available? Can't in a minute, but oh look how close! That's such an inventive ward from Holloway to not get that spotted out. But Trent trying to make their jungle safe, and they haven't got it right. And I think that's 4 runes onto Holloway as well. You know, if they want to sit back and play the farm game, they need to be making more money. So Cores and Holloway ahead, 8k in gold ahead. Well, they should spike later, but they've got to get there, and they've also got to be farming to get ahead. this is the thing. If Holloway can keep squeezing the space out, Trent can't farm their way to the late game. Yeah, they need to give themselves enough space to get there. I wouldn't want to say that Holloway are on a timer, but they want to start trying to make some commitments and get into Trent a little more. I think they've won a few fights, which has been really good, but they've not taken as much out of it as they could. I think they've taken all the outer towers, so they've got the vision advantage, but now let's go in and start making Trent make some decisions. And committal fall from the Razor, but Tide quite happy to just blink and walk away. Gank squad from Holloway heading into the jungle, trying to find this drow again. Still find nothing. And yeah, they start drawing it now. Holloway want to go down mid and there's a smoke out from Trent. They're going to try and go on the clock on the Razor top. Don't quite catch anyone, and again just have to back away. He's just sort of slowly descending towards Holloway at the minute. XP and gold wise. Let's see what Dota Plus reckons the win percentage is. Favours Holloway, but I think it is definitely factoring in the fact that Trent definitely have a later game team. Yeah, get rid of that. Yeah, and so Holloway are going to commit now. They're going to try and get in and take a T2. This T2 kind of protects the jungle, and Trent need it there to be able to protect the cause if they are going to farm into this late game. So I think Holloway need to commit for this. Trent is slow to rotate down, and Holloway are all in their jungle. Clockwork is far enough forward that he can just go on anyone. Flare coming in, they're not going to spot anyone but the Lich and the Tide at the back. And are Trent giving this up? I think it's a bad choice if they do. That flare they constantly know. And the Razor's Q is proving really useful at keeping the lane shoved all the way into the tower. And the flare, they just always know. And just a slow siege from Holloway, they're quite happy to just keep pressing the issue. Tether breaks, and now's the time for Trent to go. Tombstone gets dropped. They're just going to take the tower, and no response from Trent. They can't. They get rid of the Tombstone, but now's the time to fight if you're going to go for it. Razor starts trying to lay into the Tide. Great silence. Clockwork hooks forward. AA Blast hits everyone. Great Ravage. They're going to burst the clock out of the fight. And now Holloway need to make a decision. Lich Ult comes out. Starts bouncing around on the back lines. The Drow is fighting. But the Sven and the Tide bring down the Lich with the help of the Clinks. Clinks running forward. We're going to try and stop the SF getting away. But SF sees him with the zombies. And do they have enough to stop him from getting away? No stun. A good fight for Trent. But they still lose that T2 tower. And vision placed by Holloway. They've got sentries around. They wanted to make sure they saw the Clinks coming. I'm not sure if 2 kills on really what was the 2 supports is worth losing your T2 tower for. You kind of wanted to get more out of that from Trent. I mean, they hold the gold there at 8k. It's leveled off, so now's the time they need to really give themselves an option later game. They need to get themselves some farm now. Make Holloway back off a little, and then give themselves a chance to win the late game. 10 on the Sven, and he's picked up 8 strength. Clock commits a long way in to go on the Clinks, and the Hurricane Pipe just pushes him away. And the Sven was there to try and commit, and it was brave from the Clock. If Trent had any sort of instant stun in the area, I think that Clock probably died there. So we're almost pushing the 10k mark for Holloway's gold advantage now, but I'm not sure how much longer that's going to last. They need to start taking more. Am I right in thinking the SF passive does actually affect towers now? Pretty sure it does. If that's the case, then I'm not quite so worried. Drow, don't go that far forward. Blair's there, no hook. You don't want your Drow at the front. This is what I was talking about from Holloway. Press the issue. Sven's stun is good. Not sure if the follow-up's there. Oh, Clock, he just hits his own Undying. Lich ult bouncing around, goes to creeps, doesn't get the Drow. And Clinks is there to start bursting out and manages to pick up the Razor. So it's a trade. Sven for Razor, and that's a 1 for a 4. Holloway's still around. Tower isn't, the tombstone isn't down. And the Tide gets round on the clockwork. Can they burst him out now? Can they pick up the Undying? Going to start slowing him down. Lich armor comes in. SF starts laying in. Drops the Tide ult. Stops the SF from laying into him. Does get brought down, but there's a damage there from the Clinks to bring the SF down. Now they need to follow up onto the Undying. Clinks gets a hit out. The Drow slow is keeping him there, but now he can just keep running away. Lich thinks about helping. Clinks is going to try and come forward and doesn't want to go under the tower. But that's a good fight from Trent. That's more value than the T2 tower. Oh, and Undying, don't go back.
Killing spree.
Okay, well now Trent needs to take something. DD on the Drow. They should be able to rip down at least this plus the T2.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
I'm begging you, please, 7734. Can you just deward, please? Please just deward the bot jungle. And yeah, Undying disconnect. Yeah, that's a swing. You know, best part of 5k is just swung there. Yeah, look at that upturn. Yeah, that'll update. So, and even Dota Plus now reckons that Trent are going to win this one. Oh, we've got another follow. Thank you, Sticky Stick 95. I appreciate it. We're even closer to the follow goal. I think we're on 42, 43. Must be 43 now. We're 7 away. So 7 more followers. We'll do the big city follower giveaway. You'll win some of my curtains. You'll win a Bob Ross painting. You'll win a keyring. Of course, all the keyrings and stuff, that's all provided by Dobby the Rage Gamer. Top tier streamer. Hasn't done anything recently, but top tier streamer. Top tier cool thing producer. Oh, we've got 2 disconnections now. It's I think he was back in the game for about half a second. But yeah, thank you, Sticky Stick 95. I'm pretty sure we still haven't seen a chilly heatwave yet, have we? No, I don't think that. Has AI even got any kills? One kill. Okay. One kill on the AA. He's got the wards to deward as well. Look, oh, I mean that. You'd spot that. That one maybe not so much, but. How long have they got on the DD? What's that? Can't ping it out, but. I think Trent want this and another T1 out of this before they can before they want to get back. I don't think with 20 seconds left on the SF's respawn you can even. I wouldn't even try chipping the T3, but I'm not sure what they'll go for. I might be wrong. They have got a lot of damage.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
15 seconds. They're going to check. Yeah, they're going to back away.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Oh wow, 39. This is big. I've not had 39 viewers for. Well, I've never had 39 viewers, so I genuinely really appreciate you, all of you. Thank you for watching. It's really cool. Like, just for anyone who's watching who hasn't been watching from the start, if the AA blast gets a kill, anyone dies to the effect of the AA blast, if you put Chilly Heatwave in the chat, you win yourself a keyring. So get yourself a keyring by and hope that the AA gets a kill. Yeah, See,
Dire's tower is under
the
attack.
bottom jungle is just so covered in wards. They really need to. They really need to get it de-warded. Oh, I think they're starting a timeout now, but if they're going to win this farm game, they need to. That's a big swing back. XP almost level. Win percentage favouring Trent now, and the Holloway Steamroller needs to start getting into the base because Drow can push out nicely. Is Drow? Yeah, looking to get the butterfly now. Clinks, they can push quick if they win the team fight. Trent can take objectives really quickly.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
Clinks is picking out for vision. I think the SF is expecting the Clinks to start coming down and trying to hold this T2. And I don't know if Clinks. I think they're going to try and go and trade. I think. Hey, pops the Ice Vortex, tries to slow the Lich. Or the Razor. Sorry, they're not going to commit for it. I think Holloway are well aware that the Clinks is considering going for the T2 push, and now the Razor backs up, and he's got his ult going. I don't know if he can go onto the Clinks. He just invises away. And with the Lich coming up, yeah, but made the right choice. So Clinks can buy the Kaya, I guess, holding on for buyback if he needs it. Oh, and finally we get some dewarding from Trent. Oh, Anthony, you've been giving me serious, like, heart palpitations.
What?
I don't think Trent are getting them. I was talking about them farming into the game. I don't think they're getting the most out of farming the map. They're not. They don't seem to be making as much as Holloway, even though Holloway keep just pushing as 5. I'm not sure how they keep staying ahead in farm. Trent smoke and immediately gets spotted out by the clock. Big burst forward by the Tide, starts laying in. AOL coming in, is going to manage to hit into the Undying, and that's a great target for it. Goes down. There's the death. Now the Sven's looking to follow up. Pops his ult. Gets in. Goes on to the Lich. They're going to bring the Lich down. Courier coming over. They're going to try and bring down the Clockwork. And they do. Great kill from the Clinks. They ping out the Courier. But that's a great kill. That's a great set of kills. And excellent ult from the Tide as well. Waiting for it. Waiting for it.
Dire are scanning.
Anybody? 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 Oh, okay. Never mind. It was there. It was up for grabs. Dobby, you've won yourself your own keyring.
Is under attack.
Make one.
Dire's
you.
structures are fortified.
Rotations from Holloway to stop Trent from taking the T2s. And yeah, they're going to try and just get away. Oh, great clock hook. And he's going to bring that AA down. Got to make the difficult decision now. Oh, and Holloway heads straight into Roche. And I don't think Trent are aware. I think there's no vision there, and Holloway can bring this down pretty quick. The SF passive working on Roche, and they're laying into him. And I think Trent aren't going to realise until it's too late. Oh, you go for a wee and you missed your chance. That's going to be the one for the game probably. And there's vision. The Clink's ulti is committed. He's not going to bring anyone down though, and now they're just going to rip those Clink's ultis down and. Yeah, no kills there. Holloway take it relatively safely. We've got another follow. Thank you for the follow, Geordie Goose. I appreciate it. 44, we're must only be 6 away now. Is that you volunteering to make one, Bobby? There you are, Steak, well done. As the first person who doesn't make the keyrings that spam Chili Heatwave in, you will get your keyring. Your bladder hasn't let you down this time.
Remember the pee.
Yeah, W said just remember to never pee again. Cool, so we have a keyring winner. Yeah, if you drop me a message at some point and I will I'll arrange getting the keyring to you. You did miss an Ice Blast kill. The Undying running away ticked down to it. I'm pretty sure, yeah, there's 2 kills on the Undying. On the Chili Heatwave, on the AA. So, and it wasn't a right click. It was an Undying that was running away crying. The gap is closing. I think Holloway are losing steam. Oh, so one person left for a wee, one person left for a smoke, and the person who needed a wee ended up with it. So let that be a lesson. Smoking kills your chances. Yeah, smoking kills your chances of winning keyrings. That is a poor AA. Does make you look a lot cooler. But does smoking make you look cooler than a keyring?
Incoming.
Seen the light, you're quitting, yeah. That's right, there'll be another game, there'll be another chance. I look like a douche and I had no key. I was vaping and it makes you look like a douche. You needed the keyring to counteract the vaping. Thank you, Streamlabs, for saying exactly what I was about to say. 50 followers, guys. Random person going to get to pick out that emote and win a Bob Ross and a keyring. Not a real Bob Ross, of course. The Bob Ross that I've painted. I would like to think they would, but the gold, like, I keep thinking that Trent are making the ground up, and then the gold swings back towards Holloway again. Yeah, they had it down to 3k at one point, and it's just dipped back again. You know, every time it dips up, it dips back. I think if Holloway can win the next 1 or 2 team fights, they've got it. Can I show net worths? Of course I can. So SF top of the pile, but Drow rapidly catching up, and Clink's a long way behind. I actually thought the Clinks would be closer. It's not the Razor at the top. It's who are the teams playing? The teams playing are Holloway Heralds and NTU Dota. I'm going to fire out there again. If you're not following already, when I get to 50 followers, so 6 more followers, I'm going to pick out a random one to decide my emote and send them some prizes. They're going to try and burst the Razor, just on the edge. And yeah, you can just BKB and run away, but that BKB is narrowly dwindling in time. Oh. I'm going to force the Razor forward and try and pick him off. Ice Shield comes in to try and keep him alive. Sven pops his ult. Clock pushes himself forward onto the Drow. They bring the Sven down. Tylark goes down. The Sven's going to buy back. They bring the clock and the Razor out of the fight. The SF ult doesn't bring anyone down, and now they bring down the Lich and start chasing for the Undying. Clink's running forward. He's going to pop his ult. He's silenced and going to go down. Can they find the SF? He's a long way away now. But I think Holloway needed to win that one. And I think Trent now need to really, really make the most of this. If you aren't following the stream, your next game will have a mid that goes 0 and 5 and then complains that the safe lane didn't get enough farm. Well, yeah, you see, you don't want that. Oh, it's an illusion. Unlucky Sven. I'm interested that Sven went for blink dagger. Oh, the clock misses his hook onto the creep. And the SF does manage to burst the Sven out, and Trent get nothing for it. Big thank you for the follow here, mate HOC. I appreciate that. Swinging back and forth. They're circling out the Drow. They know she came out of the base. Now they want to go for her. So Wynn's climbing towards Trent. Experience massively favours Trent because of the amount of 5 stacking. Oh yeah, they've been there. The clever smoke player has been spotted out by the scan. And who had the Aegis? I guess that timed out, but I don't think Holloway did anything with it.
Invisibility.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that may have swung that fight then. Because if the Razor got back up again, that would have been very different. Anyone who's watching who's not following, your next game will be a 2.5 hour game that you'll lose to a techies. Yeah, I said it. We're 5 away now. Come on, we're 5 followers away. This Razor is being aggressive, and that Ice Shield is keeping him alive, but not for very long. Just about survives it and walks away. AA Blast! Misses it just, but it's onto the Lich, and he goes down to the Clinks and not the AA Blast. Unlucky, guys. And the Clink's looking to run forward. Vision should spot him out, although I don't think they've actually seen him run under that sentry, and now he can get forward. And if he can find, well, he's popped the shrine, but the Razor is still only on half health. Trent, please pay some wards. Has bought a 4-staff, has wards and hasn't placed them. Place some fucking wards, please. What items does SF have? What items does SF have? Crits, Hurricane, Manta, BKB, although 8 seconds on the BKB. And the Razor is not a hard enough carry. Drow has Butter, has BKB. Looking for Manta, going for Silver Edge. Clinks with the DD has... Clinks is poor. I mean, looking towards Scardy, but... Oh, and SF is... SF has butt for his buyback as an MKB, so knows that Butterfly is coming and has decided to do something about it. Smoke coming out from Holloway. They're going to try and pick off someone in the Trent jungle. There is no one there. Sorry, guys. Holloway still pinging it out, looking for people. Going to move into top jungle. They're going to run into the Drow. He's got the Sven right behind him, and the Razor's a long way out. Pike comes in. Good hook from the clock to go on the Drow. The Razor BKB comes in. AA Blast coming in. Great ult from the Tide. Sven going to try and run away. Does get away with his life, but the Tide is not going to be so lucky. Neither's the Sven because the SF comes forward. Now the Drow starts tearing into the Razor. Going to bring him down. Lich ult comes in. Bouncing between the Drow. Drow gets the 4-staff away, but the hook comes in. Going to go on the Drow and kills him. And Holloway absolutely ripping Trent down, and it's the Clinks that survives, and they get everyone except from the Razor stays alive, and the Clinks is just, well, I'm in base, but what do I do? AA buys back, has to. Trent do not want to lose this now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, and a great hook from the clock, bursts forward, has the Force, and the Force returned. Now they've got to try and tear into this clock and stop him from going on to the Drow. And Clock just returns to hitting the tower. They're going to try and take racks. In comes the shield. Is enough damage there from the Drow to bring the Clock out, and that's a gem. And they're thinking about trying to pick it up, and they leave the Undying there, get it, and now they bring down the Lich and the Undying. A gem turns over onto the Trent side, and with buybacks, they somehow manage to pull themselves back into the fight. But that is a tough fight to lose for Trent. Oh, and Clink scouts out the fact that the Roche is back up, and they're going to go for it. And Clink's committing to it on his own. I don't know if the ward that Holloway have top spotted them going into this Roche pit, so I think Trent are going to take this quick, and they might have enough time to push in away. But the T1 bot is still standing, and Trent have no wards.
May the Drow keep you safe.
Sorry, Trent, you have one ward in mid. Anthony, do your fucking job, man, please. And the Clink starts looking for something other than objectives. I think Trent are going to commit to this, but how long on the tide out? 20 seconds on the tide out. They need to hang this out. I don't think it's GG already. It's that's Uniolf that just messaged me to say that they're starting their second game. Sorry guys, like I did say I would cast it, but
Tower has fallen.
I'm kind of in the middle of something.
My just for more.
Yeah, don't panic guys, that wasn't the GG, that's Uniolf. I do think the next fight probably decides this, especially if Holloway win it. If Holloway win it, this is over. Drow, you can't go that far forward. There's vision. Great blink forward from the Tide to pick that off, and now they start tearing into the SF. Clock blinks over. Lich going to go out onto the Drow. She's going to go down, but has the Aegis. And Sven just pulled in. Drow about to get back up. Clinks has been tearing in on the back line. Picks up the Razor and the Undying. SF and Drow just man fighting, but the SF is helped out by the Clock. And the Razor bites back. They're going to leave the gem behind. Hey, you need to get out of here. Clinks is thinking about sticking around. Sees the SF is low. Could possibly go for someone. Gets spotted out by some vision. Great deep ward from Trent, but I'm not sure if they're going to find that Clinks now. Drow is out for 100 seconds. Well, if you're going to win it, Holloway, go and win it now.
Is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
6k on the Clinks. He's picks up, well, first part of his butterfly, got the Eagle Song and ready to start looking for the Lich. You don't want to be there. You don't want to have denied your tower. You have no vision. You're dead. Holloway forcing it. Does the Clinks have the TP back? He does, and he's got to run and pick up a TP. And Holloway are going to take racks for this because the Clinks has no TPs. Eat it!
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen. Radiant's middle barracks has fallen. Radiant's
Oh my god, how did he not die? Stun still goes on the SF, pops his BKB and starts laying into the Tide. Gonna bring him down. No, he's not. Now he turns and goes on the Sven. Gonna bring him down instead with the crits. Clink's laying into the SF. Has no BKB, can't survive this, and does go. Just about goes down. Oh. That was squeaky bum time for the Clinks, but ease them into losing a lane of racks. A minute and a half left without the SF. Trent, go and do something now. I've been bitching about the fact that there's no wards and you've put 3 in their jungle. You need to do something. That was poor from the Clinks to get caught in top lane like that without a TP. You've lost a whole lane of rat. I'm not saying you would have prevented it, but you've got to have a TP if you're going to go like that. And look at that swing in the win probabilities back towards Holloway. The 1 lane of racks makes a big difference. But gold swinging away from them, XP level. Was the SF on a streak? I think. Yeah, he was. He was 12-1 at the time. Yeah, 1,200 gold into the Clinks. And at some point, they need to perhaps consider that the Sven could be doing a lot more damage than he's doing. And, just saying, God's Ags on the Sven maybe? Extra damage for the Clinks, extra damage for the Drow. I'm going to throw that out there. Maybe it's a mad one. Maybe that's a 2k. That's a 2k strat, but I'm just going to throw that out there. Ags on the Sven. I feel bad for whichever team's matched up against either of these in the next game, because it's going to be a bit late, or not a late finish for them, but you're going to have to be waiting around for their game to finish. If they are waiting around for their game to finish, they should come and watch instead. So if anyone can, if anyone's in the NSE and can check which games that are waiting on this one to finish, go and tell them to come and watch. Well, Blamemail does do a lot at 50 minutes because the Sven does have what, 2k, 3k health? 2k health. So I mean, it's possibly 2,000 free damage. Possibly. He's actually got to pop it and die basically with it on. So has the potential to do a lot, but. Yeah, definitely for the SF, because if he starts laying into you with a lack of armor, and he's got a half decent attack speed, yeah, the SF could get himself. Well, could lose half his life to the Sven very easily. I mean, he's only just got enough life to survive killing the Sven with it on. So
Radiant's top shrine has fallen.
Holloway going to bring a big wave into bot, or tops, right? This is probably the fight that could decide it. Razor runs in with his BKB already going, pushes them away from the tower, and then Holloway is going to try and concentrate on objectives. Sven comes forward with his ult pop. Great tide ult, hits all 5. AA Blast gets 2. Bring the Razor out. Now the Undying is going to go down as well. Forward goes the SF. Oh, the clock, sorry. Where's my team? And the clock going to go down too. AA tries to go forward to catch up with the rest of Holloway, but can't keep up. The zombies bringing the AA down. And the gem is down, and Trent, all they lose is a tower. You've got 100 seconds without the Razor. You've got 60 seconds without the clock, 60 without the Undying. Now's your time to go and do something with it. No buyback on the Razor. Oh dear. And none on the clock or the Undying either. You've got 45 seconds. Go and get something.
Invisibility.
Watch your play, SF. Down to 5 seconds on that BKB. 8 on the Drow still. And oh, he's going to try and bring that AA out of the fight early, and he's left himself open to getting gone on by the Drow. Pops his BKB to walk away, and in comes the Lich Ult. It's going to bounce around between the Drow and the Tide. Goes to the creeps instead. AA Blast goes forward, and they start seeing the buybacks. Oh, it does manage to purge it off. Now Trent start laying into the objectives. SF going to start running forward. Lich has brought back. Drow now goes, breaks the SF, going to go in on him. Tombstone's there, great hook forward from the clock to pin the tide where he was, but they bring the SF down. He doesn't have buyback, and now the Drow starts trying to lay into the support. It's going to go on the clock, starts laying into him. He's got so many zombies around him. The creep's just taking the racks. Trent now going in on team wipe, and the GG called by the Shadow Fiends. And there it is. We said that Holloway were on a timer, and on a timer they were. Yeah, I mean, we said it would be the next one or two team fights that decide it. I was perhaps a little bit off on the timing there, but it wasn't too far away. It was a close call. It was. I was surprised it turned quite as quickly as that, but I thought perhaps the Clinks dying without a TP had cost them that, because when that lane of racks went down, I thought, okay, Holloway might start going for this, and then, I mean, it just sort of fell apart. No buyback on the Razor, the SF dying. Just the Razor was so aggressive in those fights, and they came to a point when the Razor couldn't be that aggressive anymore. He just had to slow down and stop, and he didn't get it. He didn't quite pick that point up. So yeah, I mean, losing him with no buyback meant that they couldn't defend, and it sort of just fell apart from under them. So yeah, well played to both sides, and I said they were on a timer, and that's how it played out. They just sort of collapsed eventually. It's a bit of a shame that that's how it went, but that last fight, people just sort of got deleted so quickly. But you say that the game fell apart from under Holloway. They built up a really good head of steam and perhaps couldn't take enough from Trent to make it worth it. I'm going to take a very short break, guys. I'm going to go and use the loo and maybe give my voice a little rest and grab a drink. I'll be back in about 2-3 minutes to do the second game.
Just do it. Alright, to get things started, I want to give you give me your battle roar.
It's fate. Let's see what I hit, and we'll know the truth.
What can I say? Yeah, it's really hard to become like me.
Just do it. Alright, to get things started, I want to give you give me your battle roar.
let's see what I hit, and we'll know the truth.
What can I say? Yeah, it's really hard to become like me.
Just do it.
Right, to get things started, I want to give you give me your battle roar.
It's fate. Let's see what I hit, and we'll know the truth.
What can I say? Yeah, it's really hard to become like me.
And I'm back. I am back, and we are, well, we're not quite ready to go straight into game 2, but it won't be too long because they only get like a 5-minute gap between games. But well, okay, I was wrong. Lobby has just gone up. I'm gonna have to apologise to the guys at Uni Off because they're already in their game there. I've got to watch 2 minutes behind, and they're already at well. Game's telling me they're at level 2, so I'm going to guess that I'm a bit behind that game. So I should do the Trent game tonight, and I will definitely do one of the. I'll probably do the first Uni Off game next week. So sorry guys, but you have to wait till next week. Yeah, we'll see how Trent get on in game 2. I said they need to win both, and they've started in the first part right. I think perhaps that game was just down to, well, a little bit of poor positioning from the Razor and the timer for Holloway. I don't think they did anything particularly wrong. They perhaps could have asked the Razor to be a bit safer, but they didn't do anything particularly bad. I will find a link for the tournament website. Let's have a look. I think that, they just ended up on a timer and couldn't, and got to too late where they couldn't quite push the advantage they had. And I think that probably killed it for them. That's the website tournament. So you'll be able to find everything in there for all the games. I think they've just got into a lobby, so I'll fire this up to watch. No, I won't because it's not ready yet. I can't watch because they haven't actually started the game yet. But yeah, what was I going to say? I was going to say I will, if stake it was. Steak, well done. Oh, they're on a remake. That's why I couldn't join to watch. Yeah, if Steak well done wants to drop me a message, you can find Runs for Sandwiches on Facebook, and you can message me on there, or you can message me on Steam, or you know my name, so I'm not quite sure who you are, but you may well even know me in real life. So if you do, just bother me into giving you a keyring. But yeah, we are. I think we must be 4 followers away from the big 50 giveaway. So as the I've done 40 followers at the minute. I think that hasn't updated properly yet, so can't be too far away. Don't worry if you're thinking that, oh, okay, well, I need to be the 50th follower. It's any one random person at 50 followers. I would like to be hosting the live finals. It's they're doing it on Caster of the Term, so I'm not quite sure how that'll work, but it will depend entirely on who they pick as their Caster of the Term to do the live finals. But if I manage to get a chance to know the people who are playing in it, I guess I will definitely try and do those on my stream as well. I think the NSE will want it to be on theirs, but you know, not necessarily for them to say. But I'll see what I can do. And I've included my interest on the County Cup. So if the guy does go for doing the County Cup, I'll definitely be up for casting all of that too. So hopefully we'll have a bit of that as well. I mean, they do the live finals in Nottingham, so it would make sense for me to be there. I've all of last season, I think I was the only person who was casting the games. At least I didn't see them sharing any links. I did constantly bother them into trying to get me to as the hosted stream, but they didn't do it. But you know, you would have hoped they'd asked me to be involved. But you know, I guess that's their prerogative, I suppose. It's down to whoever they want to cast it to cast it. It's not my place to decide, I guess. But you know, I guess whatever they say, I will. I'll do the exact same thing that I did this like last season as I did this side. Oh, it's T-side. Oh, I've watched T-side before. I've streamed. In fact, I streamed one of the T-side games when Trent's game wasn't up because someone decided to make the lobby unwatchable. Immediate Kunka ban. Don't blame them for that. An Oracle ban. Okay. Yeah, strong. But yeah, so the guys from T-side are quite cool. So hi T-side. No Lion, no Oracle. I think Lion's a strong pick because you can. It's got that flexibility. You can run it mid. You can run it support. You can you chuck it wherever you need to.
Radiant team ban.
No, yeah, Ursa's really meta at the minute. I'm surprised I haven't got one of the. Pretty sure I'm actually friends with one of the T-side guys. I'm surprised I haven't seen him play. I suppose he might have graduated. I guess.
Seconds remaining.
Well, you know, I'm saying about giving away a Bob Ross style painting, and there's the Bob Ross emote in the chat. No Tide. Yeah, I think the Tide really made a huge difference to some of the team fights last game, so I'm not surprised to see that get banned out. But yeah, like Bob Ross picture for T-side. I'm saying I'm going to give away a Bob Ross style picture. It's almost too perfect. We have to get to 50 followers now, so I can give away this Bob Ross style painting.
5 seconds remaining.
5 away.
Radiant team pick.
Yeah, you?
No Huskar. I think Trent just don't like playing against the Huskar. I've seen a lot of people say about like how annoying Grimstroke is to play against. I know the recent patch has very slightly nerfed him, so we've seen him get bumped down a little. I think it's the slow on the ulti that's been nerfed, but they have upped the duration of the stun from the Inkswell. Those a buff and a nerf, but the slow from the slow from the ult's a weird one because yeah, you're slowed, but because you're bound together, you're only as slow as the slowest person anyway. So weird one, that one.
Dire team pick.
And they're on with the AA again. So we have actually seen the 1 hero drip expand to a 3 hero pool in the time between last season and this season. It's now 3 heroes we've seen 7-7-3-4 play, unless they're going to pull out some mad strat and pick it for someone else. But I saw him play it last game, probably going to play it this game. I'm going to pick the Sven to go with it as well.
Radiant team pick.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I think that's fair enough. And the Lich to go against it, so not too different heroes so far. We'll have a different thing than Chilly Heatwave this time around. I think we'll pick something new, but we'll see what heroes they end up with. Doesn't necessarily have to be hero specific, but I haven't got anything name specific, so we'll see where we stand with picking a random winner.
Radiant team ban.
I can only assume it's something they've practiced. It's the slow Warcry stun is a nice combo if you've got a good lane to run it into. I think perhaps picking up this early, I guess they're trying to trick them into thinking that the Sven's maybe a carry. I guess it's one you can pick quite. It's a pair of heroes you can pick relatively flexibly. Because I mean, Sven can I wouldn't say should, but can be played as a core. AA, if you're really really desperate, can be played as a core. But you know you can play at 4, you can play at 5. I thought the Trent have banned Beastmaster both games. I'm not quite sure why, but I don't think it's as strong as people have made out. But you know, they don't want to play against it. They've also banned the Huskar twice as well. If you play around Huskar right, you really don't need to be afraid of him. But he just does steamroll over games in a way you really don't want him to.
5 seconds remaining.
No PA, like there's me going, oh, you know, no burst heroes coming out, but PA really is actually a burst hero. No getting away from it. And I think it doesn't work as well as Ursa Lifestealer CK. I know that the Ursa's been banned out, but Lifestealer's still in the pool, CK's still in the pool. They're like two of the biggest heroes at the minute. Like they really should be abusing them. Maybe it's just heroes they're not comfortable playing, but I think I'm pretty sure apart from Visage and Ursa, I think Lifestealer is like the #1 win rate hero across pretty much all of the brackets. So I think they need to use that more. Yeah, just looking top 3 is Visage, Ursa, Lifestealer. So no Ursa like left in the pool, but Lifestealer's still there. Pick it. If you've got someone who can play it, pick it. The guaranteed bash on Slardar now is evil, especially when you've got him against someone who already has no armor. So that Slardar will do a lot of work against the Doom. have a little look in the chat, and the T-side guys are sad that the AA has been picked. How do you guys sleep at night with a Lich Slardar Grimstroke? I'm guessing that Mr. Mithrandir doesn't rate the Lich and the Slardar. They've got a long time to think about this. I don't know if they're not sure what they want to pick. I think normally when they do this, they fall back to Medusa, but they've gone for the Drow, so they could run that mid like they did last game. They could still pick up the Medusa. Whenever they're not sure, they do tend to fall back on that Medusa, which has and hasn't worked, mixed bag. So we'll see what they go for, but I wouldn't necessarily say the Medusa's a bad idea. We are 5 followers away, guys, from 50, I believe. Unless I've horribly miscounted or people have been unfollowing me in a bid to spite me. 5 more, we can get to the 50 follower draw. We'll randomly pick out one person from all of my followers. They'll pick the emote, they'll get a bit of curtain, they'll get a keyring, they'll get a Bob Ross painting. They will get a big lovey-dovey post on the Runs for Sandwiches Facebook page saying about how much I love all of my followers. Like, get us there, and we will ascend from simple UK Dota to Dota forever. You can make it believe.
Dire team ban.
Yeah, I said that CKB in the pool. Still, it's really strong. I know they've put the lifesteal down, so he can't hit. Well, he can't sustain quite as viciously in the lane and just lay into you whenever he wants to, but he's still strong. I'm guessing they're going to run that as a 1 rather than a 3 that he has been run as, but I might be wrong.
5 seconds.
But then, I mean, they're then pushing them into 1 Slardar or mid Slardar, and that would be weird. So I think T-side looking for a mid, and looking for a proper core rather than the Drow. Although possibly, I guess. Oh, it was the Clinks that went mid last time, wasn't it? It was the Drow that went safe lane, so yeah, I can see why you would get rid of the Tinker. I think it's only that great against the Drow because you can just stop her from ripping someone down in 4 seconds. But it's a horrible lane against unless they're picking something specific for mid. They don't want to go into a Tinker against, I guess.
10 seconds remaining.
I personally, if I was T-side, would be banning Medusa here, but that's because I think that's Trent's sort of comfort core. They might have something else they actually don't want to play against rather than something that I think Trent might play. Outworld. Okay, so they think there's going to be a safe lane Drow, and then they're going to pick a mid here. I'm guessing they won't ban the Medusa. I'm guessing they'll ban. I'm guessing they'll ban something. Well, I mean, the lifesteal is still around, so I guess they could probably ban that. That would be my choice to ban. But
Dire team pick.
okay. Yeah, I can see that working. It's Oh, okay. So it is going to be a safe lane Drow, and it's going to be a mid Pugna. I mean, if the Zeus catches you at the right time, you get popped. If the Zeus catches you at the wrong time, he gets popped. And I mean, last game of the season last year, we saw the acronym Pugnet absolutely take over a game and just destroy. So yeah, this could be an absolute walkover. It just depends entirely on how this Zeus gets played against the Pugner. I love the Doom set. That Doom set is gorgeous. I personally think you could see Trent absolutely walk over this game, but I've been wrong before. But I think if that Pugner doesn't get sorted out 10-15 minutes in, this could be an absolute walkover. Really could. We will see. So we'll flip through Trent first. So again, we'll see I'm Mithrande take that Drow. Mr. Morningwood again on the Sven, and same third hero in 3-hero puddle. 7-7-3-4 takes the AA. We'll see Zarlok on his favoured Doom. I've seen him play a fair bit of Doom. And again, as I was saying, acronym, this Pugner is just brutal. And down on T-side, Vorg will handle the Slardar. We will see DB take the Grimstroke. Sebi Sticks on the Zeus. We will see Mr. Owl on the Lich, and we will see Bozarka take the CK.
30 seconds to battle.
Yeah, he does. 7-7-3-4 officially now has a bigger hero pool than Bulldog. I think after learning that they don't want to give away 3 runes right at the start of the game last game, they've got the Pugner in top to try and defend a rune, but they didn't think about defending bot rune. And the
battle begins.
I didn't know Debbie Dix was a possible porn star, but it's Sebi Sticks. I'm guessing that's perhaps where the play on words is. I'm guessing that's why that's his name. But yeah, I didn't know that one. Or unless that's a suggestion for a porn star. They're joking about level 1 Roche. It wasn't. I don't think it was T-side that they did it against last time, but that used to be a Trent special. The level 1 Roche. So we'll see how the Pugner fares against the Zeus mid. He's taken Nether Blast first, but and they're going to drop the stun on the Slardar and try and go on. And the Grimstroke, the Grimstroke Q just slows everyone down and means the Slardar can walk away. Yeah, can I get a Kappa in the chat, please? Oh, and keyring giveaway. Keyring giveaway will be if someone ticks down to Doom. If they die purely from a tick from Doom, and someone puts BFG in the chat, that will be your keyring giveaway. The BFG in the chat if someone ticks down to the Doom. And again, Trent just happy to throw it to a solo offlane and try the top. I don't think they got enough out of the. I don't know if it was the last tick if they're not on the map. Well. Are they going to go on the Grimstroke? Do they have the damage to bring him down? The Sven's going to chase after him. Hey, blast! And Sven lays into him with a big old fucking sword and takes the first blood. Every time I see Doom kill someone out of vision, I'm typing it. Well, I'm just going to have to make sure I catch every time. I have to specifically follow anyone who gets doomed. I'll have to put the put the conditional that if someone dies to the Doom while under the effect of Doom, then it's BFG. Well, they might have isolated the AA here, and they're going to try and go on him. Inkswell popped on himself, and the AA turns to run the other way. And they pick up the Doom in bot as well. And that AA needs to be really careful with his positioning, because if he gets caught out in the wrong place, he's there is enough burst on the side of T side to bring him out of that top lane, and he doesn't want to do the walk of shame back now. Sven quite happy to just run at them and trade. I don't think he's tanky enough to survive it if he's not careful. We'll take a quick look at last hits deniers, but yeah, the Pugner is all over the Zeus. And yeah, Netherward Q and the Pugner Blast and the Netherward there. 2-2, just take that, Zeus, get out of my fucking lane. Yeah, he's just taking it over now. Pugner just knows that he can keep the Zeus a long way away, and he's even going to get the runes as well. Sven in behind the Slardar. They've got the stun in from the Sven, and they're going to run at him. The AA is a long way out of position. Inkswell to try and slave the Slardar, get the slow off from the AA, and stuns the Sven and keeps him away. And the Doom now contesting against the Lich, and even gives him the Infernal Blade to try and tick him down a little. Creeps keeping him in vision. 15 seconds on runes, and Doom's going to get a whole wave of experience here, so it's poor contesting from the Lich's point of view. Pugner even before going bottle is just going to go straight into the mana boost. The Zeus doesn't have his bottle yet, and
arms for the dead.
I even think T-side might pick up. Oh, okay, no, yeah. The Sven does pick up one of the runes, but T-side take 3 runes, and again, I can't help but feel like they have this idea about the Sven AA combo that's not really buying them kills. You know, I think they're expecting to go against squishier lanes, and they're drafting, or other teams are drafting around it to try and avoid losing kills to that early. Sven's not effective. Sven's going to come down and try and protect the Doom. Has the Warcry? Yeah, is okay. And now the Sven's just going to throw the stun out and just start laying into the Lich. Oh, doesn't quite have the range to cancel that salve, and the Doom can stay alive. A good rotation from the Sven to keep his offlaner alive. But again, it means they're not getting the kills that I think they're banking on in this safe lane, and it means that their supports are going to suffer a little for it. Pugner takes the invis and is going to try and just run that Zeus down, gets the suck off. Oh, and doesn't quite bring the Zeus down. Are you giggling because I said suck off? Perhaps I should consider what I'm saying. They've pinged out the Sven's missing, but he is definitely bottom. I think he's probably wasting it. He's here for experience. Stop being a child. Yeah, Mark said stop being a child.
Make money.
I refuse you.
A very, very, very marginal farm difference going away with Trent, but I mean, well, we're it's back and forward. I think Dota Plus just favours the T side draft, but I think that Pugna's giving the Zeus real trouble. Yeah, almost double the last hits now, and this Zeus is poor. Experience great, but just about bought boots. Pugna basically finished his mana boots, has 2 null talismans, and he's thoroughly beaten the Zeus. Even getting denies through. Oh, Zeus, come on, man! You can't miss last hits like that on the tower. You know, you should be better than that. God. Really can't underestimate the power of the Nether Ward. It's oh, the Sven is round on the Zeus. In comes the suck, and down he goes. In the meantime, they do manage to pop the Doom in bot, but this is going to mean the mid tower goes down to the Pugna.
Tower has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
And didn't even pop Phantasm to kill their Doom bot. So it's trading back and forth at the minute. I really do think the Pugna has absolutely dicked the Zeus, but I think that Trent haven't got enough out of the other lanes to say that that's going to make a big difference, because yeah, I mean the Drow is 10 behind the CK, and they wanted kills out of this lane, and their Sven has literally nothing. I mean, does he have boots yet? Yeah, he does. So an early drums on the yeah, going for the early drums on the Dooms to try and give him a bit of movement speed, a bit of motility, and a bit of tank as well. Going to bring the Sven back down to bot and try and contest the CK more, but I think the CK is not going to want to farm too much longer. He heading straight into okay, Midas on the CK, so wants to be farming into this game, and in it comes the Doom. Here comes the suck. They lose vision. Is he gonna? Oh, and he goes down to the Pugna Q, and no BFG there. Too much damage from the old suck and cuck.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And rotations coming into bot. Slardar comes in with a crush. Pugna looks to run away and then changes his mind. Inkswell goes out onto the Slardar. He's going to try and chase down the Doom. The Pugna just throws another blast at the tower. Not interested in helping the Doom. Now he comes over to the ward. Starts running over with the Q. The CK is coming back into this fight though. Blast comes in. He starts sucking off the Slardar, and the Doom kills him. A stun goes into the Pugna. Drops the Q blast. CK ducks it. Now the Doom's going to try and run away, but the CK still landing into him. 3 heroes around the CK. 4 heroes around the CK. The cold feet. The Sven stun. Now the Pugna. One more Q blast, and the CK gets bursted.
Hello,
and
this is Gabe Newell. Thanks for playing
did I
double kill.
How did the Pugna kill the Grimstroke? Did he just die to the Nether Ward? Because that's the ultimate spicy K. I couldn't even see him on screen.
Top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
And I said that T-side needed to be really, really worried about the Pugna, and yeah, they really need to be worried about the Pugna. We'll look and see if we let's go back a touch longer. Is he gonna spicy K himself? Or what? Creeps are hitting him. Oh, and okay, the creeps killed the Grimstroke. Oh, and coming straight back in. Zeus gonna die. Get suck and cucked. He does get suck and cucked. And the Pugna, the strength of Acronym's Pugna. T-side don't know what to do with him. And I mean, I hate to say this, but Drow looking to pick up the Aghanims to farm because of just how far ahead this Pugna is letting Trent be. Sven can now. Sven has treads. I think Sven's going to start looking to build more carry items this game. I think he could have afforded to last game. Trent getting really aggressive into 3 under the tower. In comes the Doom. In comes the AA Blast. Misses everyone. Sven is pop Inkswell on the Slardar. Going to try and run at people. Yeah, it doesn't. And Trent just leave. And the whole time they've just got a Drow casually farming the jungle. Sven coming in and going to try and go on the CK. Out comes the stun. Drow running over, going to try and get the slow off. In comes the silence to stop the Phantasm. Do they have the damage to bring him down before he can do it? No, they don't. Now the Phantasm comes out. Can he burst the Sven? Gets him surrounded by illusion. Starts laying into him. Not enough damage coming out from the Drow. He's hitting the illusion. Oh, and now the Pugna's here. CK starts running back at them and wants to hit. Going to try and TP out. No stun. Tries the suck and doesn't get it.
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, he's going to try and... Oh no, the Invis rune there saves the Zeus. And they're going to try and go on the Lich. Pops his ult to try and burst them. They're going to split. In comes the Doom Stolen Blast. Lich thinks about denying to the creeps. Going to get hit and goes down to the creeps. There's the deny. How far behind is the CK? Okay, he's gone Midas. So he thought he had space to just farm. I'm sorry to tell you, dude. The Pugna is not going to let you just farm. Doom standing behind the T2s, knowing the Pugna's behind him. I mean, farm game wise, CK is just about ahead of the Pugna, but the space the Pugna is providing for the Drow to just passively farm the jungle just means that he can't stay ahead forever, and the rest of his cores, they're nowhere near. They're 3 cores from Trent, all ahead of the Zeus. And the CK now tries to go onto the Slardar. Oh, sorry, onto the Sven, and the Slardar's there with him, but A Blast coming over, just about misses. But they're going to lay into the Slardar. Does get... In comes the Phantasm. They're going to see the whole of the T-side team start rotating over. They're going to try and go onto the Sven. Slardar going forward, gets the crush off. Suck goes into the Slardar with the CK managed to burst the Sven. Now the CK running after him with the illusions. The Lich slow going into the Pugna. Pugna not quite sure what to do. Doom on the back lines. The Zeus is doomed. Now trying to start following up into the Zeus. Denied by the CK. Lich ult bouncing around. Doesn't do enough. Does do enough to bring down the Pugna, but now he's going to get laid into by this fat Drow. Does he have enough armor? Oh, he goes down to the Doom. So all of that gold that he had got from killing the Pugna, gone from getting killed by the Doom. Well, not all gone, but mostly gone by getting killed by the Doom. And no keyring because the BFG denied by the CK. Oh, and even having to buy back. And we're 17 minutes in, guys. CK, he's trying to go heart first. He has Armlet, he has Midas. This is a misplay. Oh, and he has Dagon 5 queued up on the Pugna. He's just going to run in, It'd give you the decrep, start sucking, and then dagon pop you. And if it's got oddly sexual, that's not my fault. They thought about denying the mid tower, then I thought, well, are they going to get anywhere near it again? Probably not. Doom thinks about the Roche. I don't think you can quite take it yet.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I'm trying to rotate around. They're going to push out top and go in for the T2 in top, I think. Look at the greed from the Drow. Buys the Ags and is now going to go for a Maelstrom as well. I mean, I know it's good against the CK illusions, but at this point, you're buying it to farm. Be honest.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Doom starting on a Shivas.
Has fallen.
I think he bought back just to farm. How much would the buyback have been? Oh, they catch the Lich a long way out, and sorry mate, you go down, and he even pops his ult. Are there two Lich ults bouncing around? Zeus ult comes out. Now there's Slardar running forward. Sven pops his ult. The AA gets bursted, but the CK is now here with the Phantasm. Slardar buys back, going to come into the fight. The Drow is laying into the CK illusions. Slardar gets a stun off onto her. She has no armor. The CK needs health. Calls the Drow back and does bring him down. And now they're going to turn and go onto the Doom. No armor on him, so the CK can bring him down. The Pugna scares the Slardar away. The CK does not want to chase. And that's a good fight for T-side. That's bought them some time. The greed from the CK to go for the Midas first, I think, was a bad choice, but they've just about held that fight, and well, he's almost at the Reaver for his heart. So I think maybe the Drow wasn't just going for it for farm, and has now changed mind about the Maelstrom, unless it's finished. Unless I'm missing something. Yeah, I think it must have changed mind. Yeah, I think the Drow's going to pick up a BKB first instead. We're going to catch the Slardar out of position. Cold Feet, no. And they're going to run into the whole team, but in comes the Invis Pugna with a suck and cuck.
Is under attack.
It's 2 Dagon from the acronym now. Oh, the acronym, the Pugna, sorry. Acronym's Pugna. Drow looking to go Lance now instead of picking the Maelstrom. That would have been a little bit too greedy. If you're buying 2 items to farm, mate, that's too much greed. CK still managed to stay on top, but his team are a long way behind him. And unfortunately, not being given a chance to farm anywhere anyway, because the second they get split up from their team, that Pugna will burst you. Slardar still 300 away from his blink. Sven, well, 1,500 from his blink, and they're looking to get on the CK now. Pugna running forward but can't quite get there. The CK pings out the A's around and changes his mind. The CK bought the Reaver. He's probably only, well, what, 800, 900 away from the heart, and then Trent do have a problem. They see the Doom on his own. I think the CK wants to go for this, but Doom just turns and runs away. And smoked up, T-side are there. But they're just about out of range to go on either of these heroes. And I think the AA is just going to run away nice and safe. Doom, you're running back towards mid. I don't think you want to be right there. AA, you shouldn't be at the front. Oh, and they catch up the Pugna. In comes the Phantasm. Going to start laying into him. Zeus ult comes out. Now the Lich ult coming out. The Slardar is doomed and has to run away. Zeus picks off too early and they start running towards each other. CK Phantasms rip the Doom down as well. And the Slardar is not going to go down to the Doom either. And 3 dead on the side of Trent, and now the CK can start going straight into this mid tower. I think T-side, they're going to try and take more than T2 for this, I think. Change their mind. Change their mind. Yeah, it has the heart on the way out. I'm impressed at the CK getting back into this somehow. I didn't quite think he had it in him, but I know he's currently very strong. I clearly underestimated just how strong. Well, I think I might have missed a follow. Is that Toxic? Thank you, Toxics. Appreciate the follow. I think we must be 4 away now. 4 away from the big follower giveaway. So 4 more and you might get randomly chosen to pick my emote and your Bob Ross painting and your keyring and your bit of my curtain. And yeah, CK can now start looking at the AC, so bringing that armor down. How much armor does the Doom have now? Okay, he's up to 20 because he's bought the Vlads and the plate mail, but the Pugna only has 7, so if he's caught out without being decrepified and those phantasms are around him, good luck getting to live. And now T-side looks to start taking more objectives. Going to take the T1 bot without any, well, even thought of a fight, and bringing heroes over to consider taking that T2. How far is Zeus away from an Ags? Oh, he's about 90 gold away. Sven looking for pipe, is that? Yeah. Oh, Crimson. Okay, and the fire goes in. Lich onto the Slardar. They're going to try and burst the Doom out of the fight. In comes a big double Sven stun, but the AA overcomes an AA blast. Doom going to go down. The Lich denies again, and the Sven ripped down by the CK illusions. Slardar does go down to the rest of the Trent heroes, but the CK can now continue to run at him with that heart. Has even picked up the Hyperstone. Well, if Trent are going to fight, they need to do it now, while the Phantasm's down, and the CK's aware of that and just leaves. Drow with a full pike and now, yeah, looking to go for the Maelstrom.
Haste.
With no way to get rid of the CK illusions quickly, they've got to just duck its fights. Doom pushing for Shivas still. Almost at the 5 for the Pugna, so he has the Uber suck and cuck. Oh, what a pop. Oh, and oh, just out of range on the AA blast.
Is under attack.
And that's all the T1's taken now for T-side, so Trent now slowly going to be able to get squeezed out of the map if they can keep the aggression up on the T-side side. And for all the world, it looked like Pugna was going to steamroll this game after the first 15 minutes, but somehow the CK stayed in. And he's even going for the gold per minute talent as well. He just wants to be absolutely slotted as soon as possible. Yeah, it's Midas. He's almost at the AC already. Well, he's what? Yeah, he's probably only 700 away. He just wants to be absolutely slotted as soon as possible, and what did Trent do to deal with it? Sven not even going for blink, because you know you can't really blink onto someone and burst them. With the exception of the CK, T-side team aren't great at taking high ground, especially when you've got a Maelstrom Aghanim's Drow, but I don't think you can rely on defending the high ground as a way of winning a game. You can defend the high ground for a long time, but that doesn't win you the game, and slowly this is swinging towards T-side winning. And yeah, I mean, even Dota Plus agrees. Everything on the favour of in the favour of T-side, and I think now the T-side core is even slowly beginning to catch up. The Slardar even behind the Grimstroke, but I don't think they're that bothered now with the CK so far ahead. In fact, the entire net worth difference is just between the CK and the Drow. He has the AC now and looks to build the BKB. I've seen people say that you don't need to buy BKB on CK because it gives away which one of your illusions is the real one. Well, I'm sorry. If that's your problem, what are you saying? Oh, they'll know which one to stun. You have a BKB.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So Maelstrom on the way out for the Drow. So can now, well, hold high ground almost indefinitely, but I don't think there's enough on the AA blasts need to be perfect every time now, because the CKs are like the CK having 4 CKs with heart basically means that if the AA ult doesn't hit properly, the CK doesn't die in the fight. That's the bottom line at the minute. And if you can't take the CK out of the fight, you can't win it. So we've got Refresher coming out on the Pugner, so they really just want to decrep and then pop the CK right at the start of the fight, but he's got like 4k health, man. Well, pushing 5k. I mean, by the time he has his BKB, you will have 5k health. And the Drow now looking to go on the Lich, and gets mini stunned by the Zeus ult to stop him from killing the Lich, and just turns and kills the Slardar instead. Yeah, the AA definitely needs to step up his ults, because if he doesn't start hitting them straight onto the CK, they don't win this. They don't win the game. It really is down to that. I mean, I perhaps think the Trent misplay was not getting the Drow involved early enough and letting her passively farm and not then taking objectives using the Drow's passive. I think they need to be right at the front, taking objectives, taking space away from the CK, not letting him get back into the game. I mean, has the BKB on the way out now. CK, BKB hot on AC and smoked up, looking to get, well, the Lich is pinging out the Doom. Smoke is broken by a very far forward AA, and they turn and leave. They don't know what broke it. And they change their mind.
Radiant are scanning.
I don't quite think that Trent realised how many players from T-side are down here, and the CK still smoked up. AA, sorry dude, you're dead, and with no AA ult, you can't stop the CK, and they'll definitely lose a T2 for this. And Trent, I'm not sure if they're making a decision to try and... If you're going to try and counter push and trade, you're making the wrong call.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
CK just lays into the tower. It's gone before Trent can even get close to the T2. And yeah, I think T-side are very right to just turn around and go, you know what? We don't have to fight now. We're going to take the farm away from Trent. We're going to squeeze the map, and yeah, this is our game to win now. 6k up on the T-side. Now, so well, it's effectively a 10k gold swing.
Dire are scanning.
Trent are gathered round Roche, thinking, I guess, that T-side, that's the only reason they didn't push T3, but the reason they didn't push T3 is because they don't have to. I mean, they've still got a Phantasm, so T-side don't have to be afraid of fighting. They've got the space advantage, they've got the gold advantage, it's their fights. 4k saved up on the Pugner now. I'm surprised the refresher is... I don't think it's going to take the CK out of the fight, and that's what they need to do now. I really do think that a lot of... Oh, okay, the Grimstroke now overtaking the Doom as well. I think a lot of the T-side fight goes when the CK is gone. I think the Drow is armed enough that Trent can win a fight with the CK not around, but they have to get him out of the fight, and the Pugner can't burst him yet. And probably won't be able to burst him again. The CK is, well, 2.5k saved up, so let's see what he decides to go for. Good try and burst the Grimstroke out, but not quite enough damage. And so much posturing around the Roche pit, just gives the CK time to grab runes. Has 3k saved up now. I mean, you're a CK and you're already this far ahead, what do you go for? I think Trent need to ward that Roche. They can't just leave it because T-side can take it so quickly. Looked up, we've got a smoke. We have a smoke on the Grimstroke, and he has a 4-staff in his backpack. There's the smoke. They're going to look into the... They're going to look to move into mid. Blink forward. The Crush misses the Doom. Great mini stun from the Zeus. They're linked, and in comes a double Lich Hole, and the Sven and the Doom are just gone. Phantasm just rips them out of the fight. I think what you can hear is Dobby playing Stardew Valley. It is a switch.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Well, there's one illusion gone. Now I'll take the rest out. Cold feet, tower goes down, and T-side just leave. And now, yeah, they just take the Roche. It's all too easy for them. The anti-armor from the Slardar, damage from the CK. Oh, okay, I've changed my mind. I'm going to predict CK doesn't die again this game. Well, can he die again? Do we really believe if he just stood there and let Trent lay into him that he would die? And Trent smoke into the Roche themselves. And, well, this is big. If this gets turned around by by Trent. Oh, the Grimstroke Q spots it out, and now T-side start going in. Trent want to stay in the pit. Doom is there. Comes out, runs at the CK. It does go down to the... It does go down to Trent, and they have managed to take the Slardar out. AA Blast is there, and it's going to go into the... Doesn't go into the CK. Lich ult straight onto the Drow. Bounces between the Drow. Drow's now going to get up. Have to get up from the AA. Bursted out. Now the Drow being hit by the CK. The CK is low, but he's going to start healing back up again. The Drow's going to go down too. Oh, I just couldn't. He's going to try and.
Double kill.
There was so much going on in that fight. Just, yeah, I can't believe he stayed alive. I thought, oh, okay, well, got that one wrong. CK is going to die this game. No, definitely not.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
You know, I thought, well, BKB doesn't save you from the ice blast, but once you're down at 1 health, the toggle does save you from the ice blast. Well, doesn't save you from the ice blast because you can just have enough health they can't damage you out of it. And the Drow now has to buy back. I'm coming forward, and the CK pops his BKB and just keeps hitting objectives. Has Phantasm back up as soon as he has the mana, but again, they just don't have to take the fight.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Trent just need a perfect team fight to win this game now. But like, they have to have a team fight where everything goes just right. CK has a Satanic, looking to buy a Moon Shard. I mean, he has his Midas in his backpack where it's doing basically nothing because its cooldown is reduced so much that I mean, it was barely even paid for itself yet, and he's just, well, I don't really need it anymore. 4 runes on the T side. 21k gold ahead. And Drow had to commit most of the butterfly money to the buyback. So he has the refresher on the Pugna now, and he's looking to go for the E-Blade. So he's going to try and he's really committing to the 1 hero burst. But if you're not 1 hero bursting the CK, you're not winning the fight.
Dire's bottom shrine is under attack.
And yeah, in comes the squeeze. Here come T-side to put the pressure back on.
Dire's bottom shrine has fallen.
And the CK on his own dodges the silence with a Phantasm. Forward goes a Slardar, stuns the Sven, can't keep him alive, gets rid of the Doom so quick, and the Sven also going to go down. Now the CK starts laying into the Nether Blast. In comes the AA Blast, it's going to miss the CK, or does it? It did hit him, just went over him. And now they're going to keep trying to bring that CK down. They do manage to get the Slardar on the Lich, but the CK still running away. Doom chasing after him. He's going to get all his health back, guys. And runs back, jukes the Doom out. The Doom. Oh, sorry, dude. And they pick up the Zeus, but the acronym Pugna goes down for it. And the CK Duke of the Doom so hard. I feel for you, man. I mean, that's about as good a fight as Trent can expect. They didn't lose racks. They took 3 kills. Again, until they can kill the CK, they can't win the team fight. Yeah, cooldown reduction on the Drow, I think, kind of had to when you've got no one else really using the attack speed. Very, very poor AA. Yeah, I think so. I was just spotted about making the CK making some questionable decisions, but generally being right. That buyback I thought was weird. It's just straight up weird. But I'm guessing he'd worked out that he could make more in farm being alive than he would have spent on the buyback. I guess it was early enough that could still be worth it. So yeah, since then, since that buyback decision, it's been perfect. It's got everything right. Every time they've perhaps had a chance to be greedy and say, okay, we can just go for this, they've gone, no, you know what? We don't have to rush. We've got there's no need for us to force it. We're in the ascendancy, and we're going to make the right choice. And they've backed away. They've not taken fights when they haven't needed to. They've made the right choices. $21k gold lead for T-side. Nearly 15k in experience, and I mean, 94%. Trent would need to, well, T-side would need to just stand still and let Trent kill them for this to end that way, unless perfect AA blast into perfect team fight. Dagon Pop goes into the wrong one. Sven. Okay, the AA blast has hit the CK, but he can just burst the AA out of the fight. The bond together with the Lich ult bouncing around means 2 Lich ults. And they're trying to take the Slardar out, but the Slardar you can't afford to concentrate on the Slardar when the CK is going to start tearing into you. Now's your time to try and kill him. Keep the damage up. But they bring the Drow out of the fight. The AA is going to go down as well. Zeus looks to go on the Sven too. Going to try and bring him out. The Pugner is brought back. Zeus does bring down the Sven, but is probably going to die to the Pugner for it. Not if the CK can do something about it. Rampage for the Zeus.
This reminds me of the Steam Summer Sale.
And the GG does get called. A little bit of BM there from T-side to tell them to call it, but yeah. And what can I really say more than the CK just took over the game? I was saying, well, 15 minutes in, look how well the Pugner's doing. Game's over. Pugner's going to win the game, and I was wrong. I was very wrong. I was looking at the CK like, well, what on earth are you doing? Why are you buying back to farm? Why are you... And then all of a sudden, just everything went right. Everything went right for the CK. I mean, hard to watch. Really hard to watch, because that went from... I mean, it went from, okay, Trent have won this because the Pugner is steamrolling, to shut my mouth. Just... Everything the CK did after buying back, everything the whole team did after buying back, spot on, absolutely spot on. I mean, yeah, a great game to watch, but strange, just really strange. Yeah, well, I mean, well, what else can I say? I mean, that's going to be it. I think I can't really comment any more than that. But the more important things to say are thank you for for watching, guys. I appreciate the people who've been here for the whole 2 games. It's been good. I've never been up to 40 viewers before, so that's been huge for me. So I really am overwhelmed. Thanks, guys. If you're not already following, please do follow. We're so close to giving away a buttload of prizes. Someone wants on my curtain, so you know there's prizes to be won. Just yeah, I really appreciate you all, guys, and thank you for watching. Seriously. But yeah, that will be it. It will be another 2 games next Sunday, 7 o'clock. I will see you all then, hopefully. Wicked, thank you, Coach Blaze. Yeah, I'll see you guys all next week.